in another episode of Carpooling with Ben, with Veterans Day being this weekend, and really a topic that, quite candidly, we don't talk enough about in any facet out there. Once again, Eric Wallen from Operation Stand Down Rhode Island joins me. Sir,
Ben, how are you?
you're a retired Air Force veteran.
Not retired, but I served in the Air Force.
Served in the Air Force.
Correct.
So what's the difference there?
Well, so to be retired, you would serve full 20 years or 30 years.
Okay.
And I went in and served a little over 5 years as an Air Force JAG officer.
Right.
So that would make me a former Air Force.
So please welcome former Air Force. So being JAG, does that music play everywhere you go? Like,
Yeah, and then I have to explain to people that when they ask whether or not I flew, I always answer, yes, absolutely, commercial.
And Catherine Bell usually follows you everywhere, right?
Somewhere along those lines.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Well, you guys over at Operation Stand Down do an amazing service to folks in the state of Rhode Island who are veterans who... Well, you tell me, who are the people that you're serving?
Well, Rhode Island, first of all, has a huge veteran population. There's about 70,000 veterans in the state of Rhode Island.
Really?
So, yes. So we make up a little over 7% of the population.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because nationally, veterans only account for 1%. Only 1% of Americans have either served or are serving at any one time.
Okay.
So it's a big population of veterans, and there's a lot of need in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Veterans usually put their needs at lowest in priorities.
That's how they were trained.
Exactly. Others go first, and are the last to ask for help when they really need it. And so, oftentimes, by the time they come to Operation Stand Down, they're in the worst of all situations. And it's Operation Stand Down, and we're a Rhode Island nonprofit founded here in Rhode Island. We serve Rhode Islanders, and we provide housing, employment and training, legal assistance. We provide food and clothing, basic human needs.
Sure.
So just about anything that a veteran who finds themselves in need for, we help with.
You guys have a great phrase. It's a hand up, not a handout.
Absolutely. And that's it's not just a phrase or a catchy thing to say. It really is the mantra of our organization, in that we understand that those that we're helping sometimes will, it won't always click the first time.
Sure.
People have starts and failures, and we certainly are about second chances. But the bottom line is that we're a nonprofit. There's a limited amount of resources available. We're going to help. We're going to do all we can with a veteran. But at some point, they have to help themselves. And if they're not willing to, then we just have to move on to the next person and, conserve those resources.
That's a tough decision to make, but, you guys have been doing this for close to 30 years now, correct?
We are in our 25th year.
Okay. All right. So quarter century.
It's a long time.
That's a long time of listening to Mr. DeQuattro there.
Well, and our founder and president, Tony DeQuattro, still comes in every single day.
Good man.
Absolutely.
Good man.
Holds the staff to the fire.
Absolutely.
But, and he's a Marine.
Not a retired Marine, not a former Marine. He is a Marine.
Because there is no former Marines.
That's right.
But
not URA. Semper Fi.
So the organization really has shifted. It was 25 years ago. It was about helping Vietnam-era veterans that were on the street, and now, we're still helping older veterans and from all different conflicts. But really, the shift is now on those who served in the global war on terror post 9/11.
Well, sure, because that has been it's been a lengthy conflict, and there has been so many different facets of it, and really, it's introduced a whole different range of battlefields, whether it be cyber, whether it be different areas and parts of the world. But the one battlefield that you guys help on the most is up here.
Yeah, it's the home front, really. Yeah, and it's trying to get that veteran back to that sense of a time when the veteran believed in themselves, when they had that motivation. And it's about that camaraderie. So my whole staff is made up of veterans or immediate family members of veterans. And it's what makes us different than other nonprofits, because we can talk the talk and we've walked the walk in one way or the other.
Right. And that's a huge thing, because making the connection to a veteran, there's something that ties all the veterans, all the men and women who have served, there's something that ties them together that myself, who's not a veteran, I really don't understand. And I can't pretend to understand it. I can't portray that because they'll see right through it.
I mean, it's hard to even articulate being a veteran what that is. It's just this sense that while all of our experiences are different, some have served in combat, some haven't, some have served in a forward deployment, others serve, when they come back. So the experiences are all different, but the commonality is we've all worn the uniform, we all believed in what we were doing, and there is that element of leaving nobody behind.
Kasim Yarn has been a huge advocate, obviously, ever since he's taken the post. We've had him in the vehicle before, and I don't think I've met...
He fits in the vehicle?
He did. He really did. We lowered the seat. He's a tall man.
It's a good thing you have a sunroof.
Yeah, absolutely. It was kind of like Dino on Flintstones, just pop his head through. But he is a person who is truly passionate about helping the veterans around this area, as well as reaching out and providing just resources for their families, which is very much needed in this area.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great position that was added to have a director of Veterans Affairs as part of the governor's cabinet. It was a big deal for veterans in the state. It gives us a voice at the table of the people who are making decisions. Yeah. But at a boots on the ground kind of level, it allows his office is good at coordinating and bringing together all of the different services that are available, both from an organization like Operation Stand Down, or the folks at the colleges that help veterans with their education benefits.
Sure.
It's a good way to direct people to the right sources.
One of the nice things is there's a gentleman who used to be on Operation Stand Down staff who's now part of his office staff.
Yeah, so David Rothermel, he was 3 times he was deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan, sure. Combat Marine, yeah. Saw action, a lot of it, and he worked at Operation Stand Down for several years, and now is working with Kasim. So it's a great connection, obviously, to the 2 agencies here in Rhode Island that touch the most veterans.
Yeah, and it's great to have even deeper voice, because obviously David, great guy, he knows the mission inside and out of what you guys are doing. What other events are coming up on your calendar?
Well, we're actually already planning our Boots on the Ground for Heroes Memorial, okay. Which will be Memorial Day of next year.
Great.
That weekend, we put out over 6,800 boots, yep. Each representing a fallen service member in the global war on terror.
Yeah.
We have a Boots on the Ground gala, Gold Star Gala, that's happening the week before on the 18th at Twin River.
Okay.
So we're already beginning to plan that. It's a great way to honor those who have paid the ultimate price and sure. made the sacrifice for freedom. So it's an onward grind at Operation Stand Down, whether it's honoring those who have served or who have made the sacrifice. But most of all, we honor them by taking care of their brothers and sisters that have come home and found themselves in need.
Absolutely. We're coming up on the holiday season, and the colder months, the cooler months. What are the needs now? If somebody's watching this and say, gee, I'd love to support what's going on, in 2018, but what can I do right now to help?
So on the 14th, so Tuesday of next week, okay. People can come to Operation Stand Down at 1010 Hartford Avenue in Johnston.
Yep.
We are going to stuff the bus with all the fixings for turkey baskets.
Fantastic.
So we're looking for stuffing and potatoes and not turkeys, but
no, turkeys are fine.
We'll do all of the other fixings, and we'll go out and take care of getting the turkeys ourselves.
All right, we got that coming up. And even just unique donations,
clothing, gloves, hats.
Absolutely. Even something as like suits. Sometimes perhaps a person has a change in weight that causes them to have these suits that no longer fit one way or the other.
Yep.
And this is a huge need for you guys, because you with job placement services, some of these veterans they need a suit do an interview.
Sure.
And you guys do a great job with that.
Well, we find about 200 veterans a year we place in permanent jobs.
That's so great.
And some of them, a lot of times we are reaching into our reserves to buy clothing for them so that they can go to work. Suits are obviously a very expensive purchase item.
Sure.
Even if they're not required in the job itself, it just makes such a great impression when you go to that interview.
Oh, yeah.
And
boost the confidence.
Positively.
Huge.
So to put that on a veteran, if somebody's got a lightly used suit, that'd be great. They can bring it down to Stand Down, and we'll take it as a donation.
Fantastic, fantastic. Where can people find more information about you guys, and what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Just go onto the internet, Google Operation Stand Down Rhode Island, or osdri.org,
All right.
and you'll find our website with plenty of information on where we are, how to reach us. Our phone number is 401-383-4730.
It's right here. Can you see it right here?
I can see it. It's floating.
I've done so much in a year. I've learned so many different things. I can make numbers just appear out of thin air.
That's terrific.
And you guys are on Facebook as well.
Of course.
Which is a great way to stay up to date and see, and if you see something on their Facebook page, please share it and help spread the word of the mission of Operation Stand Down Rhode Island, because you guys are really just doing such amazing work there. It's really awesome. Eric, thank you so much again for always being such a great advocate for our veterans in Rhode Island, whether everything's going smooth sailing for them, or they're in there, they're going through the toughest times. No matter what, you guys are there, which is awesome.
Thank you. We appreciate the support, Dan, very much.